Hello, everybody's, and welcome to this latest edition of 4.0 and below. And yep, we're finally reached the big one that I've been talking about for the past 3-4 episodes. I don't know, it's been a while since we updated. But anyway, long story short, last December I hit the big 5-0. The original plan, I had set aside some money and I was going to go after some pretty big keys. The problem is, as we all know, late last year, well, leading into late last year, and it got even worse this year, prices have kind of gotten stupid on key books, as in through the roof stupid. And the money that I had set aside really wasn't going to cover what I was going to go after anymore. And so it's like, do you go after some of them? Or do you try to kick up a little more money, go after all of them? But again, if prices have gotten so stupid, that wasn't really an option. So instead, I took that money I set aside and decided to go after something else. And kind of go quantity over key, I guess. And to those ends, I went after some full Bronze Age runs that I've kind of wanted to get my hands on since I was a little kid. And to those ends, that's what I did. And we're going to start showing them off now. We'll probably break this down into, 3 or 4 videos because, like I said, there's a lot of books to get over. And sorry this took so long. I started breaking them out and kind of going through them, checking them out, and I started reading, and, suddenly it's a month later. But anyway, I'm going to stop gabbing and get to the comics. Okay, so this first batch we're going to show is a complete run of Marvel Premiere. Now, this was by no means cheap. I think at the end of the day, I think I paid probably I think it was $11 a book. And, there are some major keys in here. And so I think I got off pretty cheap for all this. The book's in pretty great shape. Of course, starting off with number 1, this is the first appearance of Adam Warlock. Of course, we all know he started out in the FF, and then he had a brief cup of coffee with Thor, and then he showed up here, where he officially took on this. And then this lasted for 2 issues. Okay. And then it sort of spun off into his own mag. It lasted about 8 issues, and then they kind of finished off that story in the Hulk. And then Starlin came in, brought him back in Strange Tales. Started up his series again, and they ended it up in those 2 annuals, Avengers annuals and the Marvel 2-in-1 annual. But, we're not going to hopefully dwell on that too much because we got a lot of books to get through. So, moving on to number 3. Doctor Strange is back. Of course, he kind of has the same crazy publication history as Adam Warlock. But, again, we're not going to dwell on this. We're just going to keep moving. Get to number 4 with the Spawn of Sluggeth. And number 5... with the Lurker in the Labyrinth. Number 6, the Shambler from the Sea. Sensing a pattern here. Okay. Moving on to number 7. Now strikes Dagoth. And number 8, the Doom that bloomed on Cthulhu's. Okay, say that 5 times fast. And number 9, the Creatures from the Crypt. And number 10, the Ancient One dies in this one. Okay. So yeah, the condition of these books are pretty good. They are earmarked a little bit, but again, this is more we've talked about it before. I'm a completist freak more than anything else. So, in fact, this one here, number 11, was probably the worst one of the whole lot. It's got that ink splotch again and again. It's like, I don't know if that's a printer defect or if someone knocked over their inkwell on it. I don't know. So, moving on to number 12, Doorway to Doom. Number 13, Black Magic in the Mighty Marvel Manor. And number 14, Cagliostro, Master of Menace, Conqueror of the Cosmos. Death at the Dawn of Time. And of course, from here, Doctor Strange spun off into his own mag again, which leads us to the next feature hero and the premiere of course, Iron Fist. Kung Fu action in the Mighty Marvel Manor. So that's number 15. Of course, that's the first appearance of Danny Rand in the Iron Fist. And let's move to number 16, Jaws the Dragon. Number 17, the Citadel of Vengeance. This one I think was missing the value stamp, but I had this one already, so we can swap that out and complete the set. Number 18, Martial Arts Mayhem with the man called Triple Iron. Okay. And number 19, The Death Cult of Karakai. Okay. Number 20, if I didn't bat drogs de l'Hyper. It's Kung Fu with the deadliest of the Savat, and that means Batrock. Martial arts action as only Mighty Marvel can mix it up. Okay. And number 21, Vengeance of the Death Goddess. Number 2, Death Duel of the Ninja. Number 23, it's Warhawk. The name of the game is Death. Kung Fu Chaos as only Marvel can present it. Number 24, versus the Menace of Monstroid. There's never been another game like Summerkill. And number 25, the Mindstorm. And that'll do it for Iron Fist, who of course spun off into his own series, which didn't last for too long. I think a little over a year before they paired him up with, of course, Luke Cage for Power Man and Iron Fist. And from there, Marvel premieres sort of became sort of like almost one-shots for a while. Number 26 with Hercules, the Mad God Unchained, Satana, the Devil's Daughter, and Deathcry. Number 28, this is a good one, with the Legion of Monsters team up with Man-Thing and Morbius, the Werewolf by Night, the Ghost Rider, which was followed up by a couple installments with the Liberty Legion in 29 and 30. Okay. And this one, number 31, the man brute called Wood God. Now that's a birthday nightmare indeed. I read that, and I don't think I've ever encountered a book where I got done with it and it's like, what the fuck did I just read? But like, yeah, again, what were they smoking back then, and are they sharing? And we're gonna move to number 32 with the Moonstalker, Starstalker, Monarch Starstalker. Read it right. Savage Science and Fantasy. And then we go from there back to the Mark of Cain. Of course, it's Solomon Kane for a couple of issues. To 34, Night of the Gorilla God. Okay. And that led to 3 installments. Ooh. Okay. You still see that? Yep, you can still see that. With a 3D Man. His first issue in Origin. And number 36. Used to say rock and roll was the devil's music. They were right. Dun dun dun. And number 37. Again, some of these guys didn't stick. Crisis of the Cold Warrior. Okay. Okay, and then number 38, their attempt at fantasy with the Weird World. And then the Torpedo, 39, and number 40. Again, he never really caught on either. I know he showed up in Daredevil for a while, and then he was a sort of a mainstay in ROM until, spoilers, he doesn't make it. Okay, we're moving on to Seeker 3000, which should not be confused with Star Trek. Okay, number 42, Tigra, the Feline Fury. Number 43, Paladin. And number 44, with the Jack of Hearts. And then a couple issues featuring the Man Wolf. I think this came after his stint in Creatures on the Loose, kind of wrapping up the loose ends of that series that got canceled. Number 46, the Saga of the Star God. We're getting there, folks. We're almost done. Okay. Of course, that leads us to number 47, which is another big key. Scott Lang's first appearance as Ant-Man. And number 48. 49 features the Falcon. And number 50 is kind of a throwback horror anthology featuring Alice Cooper. It's kind of neat. And then with 51, we got the Black Panther down south fighting the Klan. And 52 and 53, the Rage of the Soul Strangler. And number 54, with the Coming of Caleb Hammer. And number 55, got Simon Williams Wonder Man in his first solo saga. And Dominic Fortune. I think that's an old Atlas character that, the Atlas books that came out in the 70s, and I think they sort of claimed him, or they moved him over. And then at 57, we switched to some Doctor Who, the Tom Baker era. And number 58. And 59. 60. And then it ends with number 61, which features on the Star-Lord. I don't know if that's the Peter Quill Star-Lord or the other guy. I'm not sure. I didn't read that one. Forgive me. So, that'll do for this first round of comic books, but we got a lot more to show you, kids, so stay tuned for our next episode, and we'll show you what else we got. So, thanks for tuning in. So, until next time, this is WB Kelso for 4.0 and Below, reminding you all to never, ever be embarrassed about what you can afford comic book-wise, because when you can't afford one thing, maybe you can afford the other. So, until next time, we'll catch you later. See ya. Bye-bye.